stunning turn of events.
Now at 11, the Grand Rapids Griffins are headed back to New York after falling short again to the Syracuse Crunch.
I thought in a lot of ways it was the best game we've played in the series.
It was a packed house at Van Andel Arena.
Nearly 11,000 fans hoping for another win at home.
Now 3-2, the Griffins remain one game away from the win, and the quest for the cup continues.
This is 24-Hour News 8, live from the Van Andel Arena for the Calder Cup Finals.
Another loss. The Griffins fall to the Crunch in Game 5 tonight, losing 5-2. The team is now gearing up for Game 6 in Syracuse. Good evening, everyone. I'm Susan Shaw.
And I'm Brian Sterling. We're live inside an empty Van Andel Arena. The angry fans, they've cleared out, and now the crew is getting ready. They've already covered the floor for their next event here at the Van. The Griffins, a second loss in a row at home in front of all those fans.
It was a tough loss for everyone involved, and it showed at the end of tonight's game. Take a look at this.
And steps into panic. I tell you, the Griffins want a piece of Richard Panic.
Yeah, they do. Now he grabbed him, and everybody's involved now. And literally right in front of us here.
And with that fight, another loss, and the Griffins are now heading to game number 6. That'll happen Tuesday night in Syracuse.
Right now, we want to send things down to Jack Doles, who's ringside with reaction from tonight's game from some of the Griffins. Jack?
Yeah, once again, it was not a very happy locker room for the Grand Rapids Griffins. They have run into a buzzsaw in Cedric Desjardins, the goaltender for the Syracuse Crunch. Take a look at some of his work tonight. Desjardins, 40 saves. The Griffins, 42 shots on goal. They only got 2 of them past Desjardins. Oftentimes, a hot goalie can carry a team, and so far, he has carried his team back to Syracuse. After the game, both coaches talked about this whole Game 6 now going back to Syracuse.
Well, that's what we kept saying. Don't let us win 2. They should have closed it out tonight. They should have closed it out tonight, and it's going to be a long trip to Syracuse. We are excited. Our team's excited. We've got a lot of energy. We haven't played a ton of games in the playoffs so far, so we feel good.
What do you think was happening there?
All right, so they feel good because they're still kicking. So we are heading back to Syracuse for Game 6 on Tuesday night. And, boy, the Griffins really have to regroup now, guys. We'll have more highlights of this game and more post-game reaction coming up later in sports.
All right, Jack, you know, the Griffins, you're right. They still have a chance to win it all, but it's not going to happen on home ice at least. Tonight's loss wasn't just hard for the players. It was difficult for the fans here, too. 24-Hour News 8's Heather Walker is live outside of the arena tonight. Heather?
Hey, Brian, it's a sad scene outside of Van Andel Arena tonight. You can see behind me, it's a ghost town. Fans left more than an hour ago. You could see it in their faces as fans left the game early tonight.
Probably go home and do some calculus.
I can't even watch hockey anymore.
We wanted the cup. Instead, we got another game.
Pretty down.
Pretty sad.
Very disappointed.
After last night's loss, everyone was ready for a win tonight.
I don't want it to end like last night did. I lost my voice last night.
Why, you were screaming so hard?
Yeah.
But all the cheers didn't do it for the Griffs, at least not today.
Game 6. They're going to get it.
Syracuse, here we come.
There you go. That's the spirit. And even though we lost tonight, that has not hurt fans. They're still optimistic that you heard. And actually down here where the players come out at night, there was a whole line of fans waiting to get autographs and see our players, the Griffs. Live outside the Van Andel Arena, Heather Walker, 24-Hour News 8.
The table was set. It was all, the champagne was on
close.
ice.
Yeah.
The Griffs' quest for the cup now making a trip to Syracuse. And so is our very own Larry Figursky. Larry will be traveling to New York with the Griffins, and we're going to bring you live coverage ahead of Game 6. That's starting Tuesday.